Hi guys, David Gillespie here from Creative is Not a Department. To my left and the screen's right is Dr. Michael Hewitt-Gleeson. Michael, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Michael and I get together as often as our very hectic schedules will allow and discuss a great many things, some for camera potentially and some very much not for camera. Not yet anyway. Michael, one of the things we've been talking about a lot this evening and something I wanted to share with the people that are on the side is we've been talking a lot about the ways we tend to overcomplicate things in our day-to-day lives. Being a marketing strategy professional, I certainly see that in the clients that I deal with, and you've worked with a great many more clients at a range of different levels and industries where you've encountered that sort of thing. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things we discussed tonight and the ways that we can tend to overcomplicate things?
Well, I just think everything is overcomplicated almost all the time. So if you wanted to start simplifying things, you could just start anywhere. And of course, what I try and do as a consultant, it's not always appreciated, but is to try and simplify things. Is try and say in all of this, what's the it here? Try and use triage. If we just got rid of all the stuff that's just, flowery, fairy floss, foliage, great big manuals that thick, and lots of words and meetings and so on. What are we here for? What are we trying to achieve? Then, of course, that's quite a good question to be able to answer. Very, very few people can. I mean, a few general platitudes, we have to make money and so on. But actually really know why are we here today? Today, like what are we here today for? And and tomorrow and what we have to achieve. So anyway, if we could just get very, very clear on something, then we could figure out what we're going to do about it.
Yeah.
But the problem with simplifying things is that if you make it simple, you get very close to action. There remains nothing to do but then to get into action. Of course, this is a nightmare for many people. So the more you can complicate it, obfuscate it, and add problems and call extra meetings and consultants and so on, then the further away we get from action. And this seems to be the modus operandi of many organizations.
Is to avoid action with the intent to create more meetings, you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think anyone would say that, but I think the evidence supports that.
Why do you think, and I know I said that I'm conscious of the clock being 2:43, 44, 45, and I said I was going to keep this short, but one thing, why do you think people, why are you suggesting people are wanting to avoid action?
Well, they probably don't sit down and say, how can I avoid action today? But I know from my own experience that one of the big things is the fear of mistakes, is the fear of making mistakes, the fear of stuffing up. And in our society, we don't value mistakes. In fact, we teach people to be frightened of them. Even at school, we teach kids to get the right answer and to avoid the wrong answer. So that it's no surprise by the time they become executives that they'll do anything other than make a mistake. So what do? They'll have a meeting, they'll have a committee. I mean, in politics, we'll do a paper, we'll do a report. Because if I actually do something, make a decision, and it'll either work or it won't work, and I could make a mistake, and then I have to wear that. As I think I mentioned, Jack Welch told me that he had to hide on the way up in his career all of the things that he actually needed, the skills that he needed when he became chairman. And
He's chairman of General Electric.
General Electric, and he multiplied that company by 10 by the time he left. But he said he had to hide on the way up all of those skills, otherwise he would never have got promoted.
That's is ludicrous when you think about it.
Yeah.
Michael, what you've just said there is reminding me of a talk by Sir Ken Robinson, which I came across doing some lessons from your School of Thinking, which I think I'll put a link to below this post. So if you look down, see it? Yeah, okay, good. So click on that once we're done here. It's a great talk
It's very good.
That Michael put me onto. And I mentioned the School of Thinking, which is an organization that Michael runs. You can see more of that at schoolofthinking.org.
Look down there, you'll see the link. It's just
it'll be yeah, it will be. You can sign up for some free lessons, which Michael will email out to your inbox every day, which will help you kind of overcome some of the problems that we're talking about, and some of the problems that we'll address in future episodes of this.
You too can be like us.
And what more could you want? Thanks, guys. Good night.